Let's go to live chat. We want live. We don't want top. Oh, goodness. So let's see who we got here. So Froggy got home 20 minutes ago. Yeah, it took me a little bit because I was working on finishing up the project that was on my last card, and I'm thinking, yeah, it's probably later than I want it to be. And so I don't have anything typed up. So there's no PDF yet. There's no picture taken yet. And that's all going to come. Mostly I'm going to work on that tonight. Right, Yvonne? I'm working on that tonight. Yeah, Yvonne is here. She's in the other room. Originally, her plan was that she wasn't going to be here this weekend, but yeah, she's here. I think she missed all her stuff because during that time when Terry was here, I think she pretty much cleared out her crafting space and brought that stuff to the hotel so they could craft and all that. And so that last day, which would have been on Tuesday, so early Tuesday morning, I came back here. I had to work that day. And then later on in the day, they brought all of the stuff. Now, that day, there was the threat of storms and all that, some that could be severe. So, yeah, they went to bring the stuff, and it turned out they had to bring it down many flights of stairs. Um, they were, hello, Roz. Uh, they of course, there's an elevator, but they were on the fourth floor. And I guess when we had like a crack of thunder or lightning or whatever, it caused something to happen with the elevators, and they had to come bring all that stuff down the stairs. And that wasn't good. So, yeah, when they got here, we started bringing things in, and then it started to rain. Not really, really, really bad, but we got everything in time. It was easier just for her to bring everything here because I was closer to where the hotel is than for them to take it all the way back there and then try to get all the stuff up a flight of stairs and all that. So I think she missed her stuff. So she's here this weekend. Earlier today, it was a very sad, kind of disappointing day. It turns out that tomorrow, May 3rd, is the last day that IKEA Memphis is going to be open. And earlier today, they opened at 12. We went up there. Very, very like disappointing. I mean, there was a lot of stuff that was marked down like 90%. However, the stuff that was left were like your tabletops and your cabinetry and closet type of setups and everything. They're really, I mean, anything as far as like Alex drawers went, those tabletops for them, any of the like the loose stuff, like these nice little lamps that they have. I did want to get another one of them. All gone. I mean, all of the, I guess, the loose, type of things were all gone because when we walked in there, it was like, okay, you couldn't even go the normal route because basically everything that was in the store was all put out to where the warehouse area is, where you would pick up the boxes of like any of the furniture stuff that you would want. And a lot of those shelves and everything were empty. Like I said, there was some things in there, but absolutely nothing that we could end up using for storage or anything like that. So kind of disappointing to walk through there and see it like that. And tomorrow's the last day. After tomorrow, I guess whatever's left will probably get shipped to some other store. And so now the closest IKEAs we will have for here is either going to be Atlanta or St. Louis. Okay. Or you just go online, you order it, and you have it shipped to you. That's what I've had done. I've had it shipped to me. So So that is that. So that was kind of like, disappointing. I was kind of hoping for a better experience for the last time being in this store. But we came back here. We didn't make any other stops. We came back here. I had already gotten some of the projects done. Actually, there's a bonus project tonight. Turns out the first card that I am doing, it's like I can take a part of it and then use it for another card. So there's going to be a bonus card tonight. And then when I came back, I got the other two done. And so, yeah, everything, like I said, will the write up, the description stuff with the links and all of that, that will be coming after this is done. As far as like any announcement stuff, there are a couple. I didn't have a chance to print anything out, so I'm going to go by memory and hopefully I don't forget something. So we got Froggy, we got Yvonne, and Carol, and we got the custom card maker. As an FYI, if you guys, if you were here last Saturday, uh, like I said, Terry was in town, aka the custom card maker, and she had presented. What did we do? We did scallop. Well, she did scalloped wishes. So though actually, little confession, guys, those of you that won those cards, I still have them. Everything was just like out of like whack and all that, but they're going to go out in tomorrow's mail. Okay, I didn't forget you, they didn't get lost. I just have to mail them, put them in the envelope, address them, and mail them. So they'll go out tomorrow with these cards. So but yeah, she presented, she demonstrated and put the cards together, and she had made mention, and I also put it in the description, that hello Kim, I'm just looking at my phone. So she had put together a YouTube channel, that she said that after, she got back, I didn't realize she was going to do it as quick as she did, but when she got back, she actually did her first video. It was not a live, it was pre-recorded. The orientation was wrong. However, all of that will be figured out. She really hasn't decided yet how she's going to schedule and how she's going to, well, she's on here, so she can chime in and she can let you know. I think she's still thinking about how she wants to do it. Again, she's not going to be doing just like Stampin' Up. She's going to be doing a whole array of different products and all that. So she did her first video. Actually, I think it was it the day that you got back? It was either Tuesday or Wednesday. She had done her video and she had posted it, and or was it Friday? Maybe no, it was Friday that she posted it. Because I didn't go live, but she did her video and she did a wonderful job. She called Yvonne out quite a bit. She called me out a couple of times, but what I'll do is when I'm finished and I get all the stuff in the description, all that written up, what I'll do is I'll put a link to that video so you can see it. Um, she didn't cuss too bad. It wasn't bad at all. Um, she did an amazing job on her very first video. So one of the things too, like when I put that link in there, if you could not only like, but please subscribe to her channel, because when you subscribe, one of the things that YouTube does, that if you want to do an actual live through your cell phone, you need to have at least 50 subscribers. And I think even up to that point, there's a limit as to how many people can be chatting, on your live at the same time. Once you hit over that 50, then, things kind of open up, and, there's no limit as to how many people can watch. Now, I don't think she's going to be doing lives. I think she's going to be doing just the pre-recorded type stuff. But yeah, but if you can give her a subscribe, and yeah, so her first video was fun, and she did an amazing job with it. So techniques and all that. So yeah, I'll put all of that in the top of the description after I'm done and then done with dinner and all that. But yeah, she did great. There's Deborah. And some of you may, if we're friends on Facebook, then you would know what it was that we did on Monday. We went to hallowed ground here in Memphis. We went to Graceland. Mm. It never ever gets old. I love the place. I think this probably would have been like my fifth time going, and it's the best time is when it's decorated for the holidays. That's the best time. But that's a ways from now. So, yeah, so we had done that. We had fun with that. Of course, I can't go through without singing too. So, but yes, it was wow. Wow, wow, wow. Let's see. Sharon's here. Yeah, I did, last Saturday when we did what do you call it? Uh yeah, yeah, what is it that I'm trying to say? When we got done with the live, yeah, there were a lot of things. Well, where'd that go now? Hold on a second. Things are disappearing. Let's fix that. Yeah, for some reason the whole spreadsheet got all like wonky and all that. So yeah, that's one of the things I had to get fixed before I went live. So everything's good now. So again, if you're new here, what I do at the end of my live, and you have to actually be present at the end. I do a wheel of names, a drawing for one of the cards that I made. Um, for this video. And so it doesn't matter what country that you live in. If you would like to be a part of that, there is a link that is pinned up at the top of the chat box. If you click on that, it's going to take you to a Google spreadsheet. Go ahead and add your name. If you have any issues or any problems at all, just simply say something in the chat box, and somebody here will be more than happy to go ahead and add your name. Again, to kind of make it fair, you have to still be here, because if we go to draw and we come up across your name and you're not here, then it's like, okay, what do we do? Do we just now carry on and move on? Or do we have to wait to see if you're going to respond as to which card you want? So, yeah, that's how we're kind of making it fair. You would need to be here at the end when we go to do the drawing. And so so Kim is here. I saw you earlier, and Roz is here. Uh, and Avery's with us, Carol's granddaughter. Um, okay. All right, so I kind of got through all of that. So what I'm going to do is we're going to try not being here all night. So I'm going to go and I'm going to flip this. Like I said, there's a couple of like housekeeping things. However, there's more that I didn't print out, things that are up and coming. So I'm going to try and remember what those things are and let you know what those are, because the magic day now is on Tuesday, May 5th. That's when the new online exclusives are going to go live. It's also when the May through August catalog is going to go live. So the new in color stuff. What else is there? Oh, there's also a joining special that's going on. So I'm going to flip this and I'll explain all of that. So if you get motion sickness, just look away for a moment, okay? And we'll flip this and then we'll get this all in place. We'll bring this down a little bit. Hopefully we're not too far where this thing wants to do crazy things like focus in and out, and kind of get everything kind of straight. I think it looks good. Okay, so product of the month. So actually, we've had a lot of these products actually carry over from one month to another because it was still in stock. Well, It looks like that this right now is the only thing that's still available. When I looked at what was discontinued, I believe it was yesterday's date. I don't know if it was today or yesterday that the Notes of Spring stamp set that is now gone. Even the Painted Illusions Designer Series paper, which was from February, this is gone. So now the next, there's going to be new that's going to come out on the 5th. And we kind of got a demonstrators got like a sneak peek of what it is. And it's not designer series paper, but it's a specialty vellum. So it's a printed vellum. I believe it's 12 sheets and there's 4 different patterns. So that's what's going to be for the month of May. But the eyelet bloom dies, these are still available. So if we go, well, we are in May. So if you had not purchased this, again, uh, the product of the month is when your order is $75 before you no, before the tax and shipping's on is added onto it, and also after you've applied any Stampin' Rewards. Up at the top, there's like this banner that lets you know how close you are to it. And then when you reach it, you do have to click on the button and you do need to add it to your cart. So the product of the month is $5 after you reach that $75 threshold. And again, if we're in May, if you had not already gotten April, as long as it's still available, you can still purchase it. Again, don't we never have any clue whether if this kind of is low on stock or anything. It's just while supplies last. Hello, Renee. Welcome. So still available, and again on Tuesday, the that specialty vellum will be available. And again, it's only a limit of one per person. Uh, Last chance list, I don't believe will be updated. It's every other month that it is, so more things are added. Some things are, if they're not already discounted, maybe they are discounted or they're discounted a little bit more. So again, we never have a heads up as to what products they're going to be, but I don't believe anything is going to be added to it because they just did that at the beginning of April. The Paper Pumpkin kit. Now, Paper Pumpkin is available, well, in all of our markets worldwide. So we're not in every single country, but Paper Pumpkin was only available to those in North America, so Canada and in the US. So the one that's coming up for May, the subscription period for this ends on May 10th. And what, hold on. I just see, um, okay, I just saw Froggy say, I just copied Carla, copied me on what's happening. Is something happening? Something going on with that spreadsheet? It looks okay. We got Froggy, Sharon, Deborah, Avery, and Carol on here. Um, Okay, just let me know what it was that you copied me on, Froggy, because I don't know. Yeah, scrolling back a little bit, I don't see it. All right. But yeah, so the 10th is the last day to subscribe for this particular kit. And then, oh, is that the thing not pinned? I thought, hold on, isn't it pinned? Replace pinned message. What's pinned? Hold on. Order, please. Oh, please, let me see. Oh, so it evidently did not pin it then. I thought I hit pin. Okay. Now it should be pinned. It should be pinned now. I thought I did it. All right. Well, it should be pinned up at the top now because I kind of like replaced whatever was pinned up. I one time I ended up pinning like somebody's comment, and I'm like, how did I do that? All right. So, but yeah, the paper pumpkin, the subscription periods, it ends on the 10th of each month. So the one for May is Sparkling Celebrations. Also, there's coordinating add-on dies that will, coordinate with the April, May, and June kits. You don't need them to complete the kits. They're just something a little bit extra if you just want to do maybe some alternative projects with the supplies in the box, or just for just your general crafting. Now, a couple of things that's coming up on Tuesday, other than both the new online exclusives and the catalog going live. There's also going to be a joining special. There's going to be two different options. One of the options, I believe it's still going to be like the same price here in the US. It's $99 plus tax. The shipping is free on it, and you get to choose $125 in products. So that's the normal, joining or kit special, or starter kit, whatever you want to call it. Uh, for this promotion, I believe it's for until May 31st. You have an option to where you can have the 5 new in color ink pads included. So, what are they? They're here in the US, they're $14 a piece. These are the magnetic ones. So you can have though all 5 of those colors included in your starter kit. But if you don't want that, you can choose an additional $35. So instead of the 125, that's what 125 and 35. That's what you'll get. That's what you can choose in product of your choice in your starter kit. The one thing they did in the past, they used to put in, like an old paper pumpkin kit. They did change that, so they're not doing that anymore. I honestly don't know what goes into a starter kit other than what you choose and what they're doing for this promotion. There is a new class that is coming out. That will be advertised. Of course, there'll be at least 2 new kits in the kits collection added. I haven't worked on my newsletter yet, and usually my newsletter will have all of that stuff. And if you would like to receive my newsletter, that will be in the description after I'm done. There is a link for that. Also, if anybody here in the US, if you're not working with another demonstrator and you would like a copy of that May through August catalog, um, my email actually is pinned in that comment at the top of the chat box. Just send me an email, full name and address, and I'll be more than happy to get one sent out to you. And I want to make sure that my thing is not going to start, bouncing in and out, because it likes to do this focusing thing, and it can be a little annoying. So let me bring that up just a little bit. Okay, what we are using tonight. So we are using the Nature Walk suite. This is a suite that was in the January through April mini catalog. This is actually carried over. I believe everything is still being carried over. I don't think anything is being discontinued at this point. So the designer series paper, there's Balmy Blue, Blueberry Bushel, Cloud Cover, Crumb Cake, Garden Green, Lost Lagoon, Mossy Meadow, Night of Navy, Old Olive, Pecan Pie, Pretty Peacock, and Secret Sea. So there's a lot of blues and a lot of greens in here. The designs of it is, kind of like your painted patterns. And so there's a double pack in here. So it's got a little bit of everything. So you have your designs on one side, you kind of got like a almost like a subtle background type of thing on the other side. So really nice paper. Also with this suite, there is this specialty paper. This is called Natural Hues Textured Specialty Paper. So the colors are cream, tan, and gold. You only get one sheet. So this looks like your handmade paper. Now, I will tell you as an FYI, if you go to use this, do not use your seal to adhere it down, because when I went to try that, it was starting to tear it. So yeah, you use liquid glue on it. So the paper is textured. So kind of like your handmade paper. And so you got like a cream color. There's kind of like this tan color, and then more of a golden color. This looks almost like this would go really well with that new golden glow color. So this is the other specialty paper, well, the specialty paper that's part of this suite as well. Then embellishments, there's the faux bronze pentagons. Now I will tell you that these things do have a little bit of weight to them. So if you're going to put them on a card that you're going to mail, then you do want to use them sparingly, or your postage is going to be much higher. And then there is some ribbon. This is the Secret Sea, what's the English? Secret Sea bordered open weave ribbon. So that's what that looks like. And then there is the stamp and set of dies. So you got Nature Symphony. This is the name of both the stamp set and the set of dies. So you have some decorative type of an image here. You got your greenery pieces that do have dies to die cut them. And then there's 4 different greetings in here with some different fonts. I like you lots, to a great guy, you make me smile, and thank you. And then on the dies, like I said, there's dies to cut those out. And then you have these other dies where these don't per se actually cut something out. You just put it on your cardstock, your paper, and it'll cut like your little dots and your little crosshatch thing there. This piece of the wood, it not only cuts that little intricate stuff, but it will also cut out the whole thing. And then you got this really big detailed leaf as well. So I have used this on a couple. We got this one that we've used. I think this is really the only 2 that I didn't incorporate into any of the projects that I have for you tonight. But I think if I would have had more time to really figure it out, then I probably would have gotten that put in there. So, but it's all good. I think the projects came out really cute. So the first one, now I do have to, oh, before I forget to do this, so a couple of things. So Yvonne did get another birthday card. This one came from Becky. Is Becky on here? Is she here with us tonight, or is she not here as of yet? So this card came in the mail from her. And then also last Saturday we were talking about that, Terry made us other cards, in addition to the other cards that that she had sent us in the mail. Uh yeah, because I don't think, yeah, I did get, yeah, I think I did, yeah, I think I did get one in the mail. But this was the other one that she had done. So none of this is Stampin' Up. She did use the Better Press for this background. And actually, Yvonne, I know she doesn't have her earbuds. Maybe she hears me. Do you do you have the card that I made you? Yeah, because I can show you the card that I made for her birthday. I did take a picture of Terry's too, but it's yeah, it's in the other phone. So hold on. Hold on. Um, let me see here. Forgot about these. Thank you. Oh, okay. All right. So yeah, so I have the card that let's see. Is it this one? Yeah, so this way I can show you what her card looks like because Terry's not here, so I can't show it. But this was the card that Terry had made. Again, none of this is I don't think any of this is Stampin' Up. I don't even think the inks were. Oh, the little embellishments are, and I think the cardstock may be. That may be gorgeous great. But she knows that I love purple, so she did a card of purple pansies, and then the one that she did for Yvonne, it's the same card, but she did it in the pinks. So very pretty. Yep, the little embellishments, those are Stampin' Up. But yeah, this is done with that better press. So she does an amazing job of, doing these paper piecing pieces, and she adds like all the ink blending on it. So very pretty, the pink and the purple. And then the card that I made, these are actually not the Stampin' Up! Pansies. These, she can probably chime in and say who they're from, but yeah, she did say these were not the Stampin' Up! Ones. Actually, the Stampin' Up! Ones, they're larger than this. These are a little bit, smaller. So the card that I did, Spellbinders. So the card that I made for Yvonne, so for those of you who may not know, and it's a good possibility that Yvonne will be a guest stamper soon because I'm pretty sure I know what suite she's gonna want to use. But this is the card that I had made her. So I believe it's Spellbinders with the classic Pooh. And so the balloon, and of course, Winnie the Pooh, that's all Spellbinders. The greeting, this was the first time that I actually used the Better Press. So the cardstock color that I used is that hydrangea hue, and I did it with the black ink. And this paper right here is actually one of the patterns that's in the package of the designer series paper in this suite. And then I just, these better press plates also had the greetings, for birthdays in it. So of course, added a little bit of Wink of Stella on that Poppy Parade balloon. And of course, I did use that new golden glow color for Pooh Bear, and a little bit of black for his eyes and all that. So I thought that was that one came together really pretty quick, actually. There's probably more cards somewhere laying around, um, that Yvonne has received that we didn't get a chance to show yet. But what I do want to show you, now I have a picture of it. Let's see, I want to turn it this way. Hold on, turn it this way. And let me do this and do this and do this. I made her card using a new suite that is going to be in the, well, come on, phone. What are you doing? It's like it's not, oh, it's because I got it upside down. That's why. Okay, we need to rotate this. Okay, and let me save it. Okay, so this is the card that I made her. I kind of cased the card that's out of that new catalog. I did change it up just a little bit. Paper, very, very pretty paper. There is like this iridescent like shine to the water areas like in this paper, but very bright, very vibrant. The happy birthday, that greeting actually isn't part of this suite. It's actually part of another suite in that catalog, and that's the one with Lily of the Valley. So love my Lily of the Valley, and I was so stoked when I ended up seeing that they were actually coming out with a whole suite that was Lily of the Valley, because that's why I got the cutest bug, because I really like that Lily of the Valley image. And why is this like going out of focus? All right. So, and again, that was just cased out of the catalog. I just changed it up just a little bit. Okay, so so I'm actually going to do my so I said that there's a bonus card, and the reason why there's a bonus card is because when doing one of them, I was able to then use elements from that one to then use for another card. So I got both pieces here. Now, again, I don't have anything typed out, so some things I may need to pull out my ruler to kind of let you know what size things are. And again, like I said, I will be going back and adding all of the dimensions and things like that in the description of this video. And then I will also have the PDF that has the pictures, the list of supplies, kind of lets you know the dimensions of the cardstock, and if I stamped, what ink color I used, and all of that. So that'll have like all the information. Plus, it will also have the link under the date that when you click on that, it's going to take you back to this video if you want to follow along. Okay, so for these cards, um, I'm just going to let you know what is for like card one and card two. So for this one, I have for my card base a piece of blueberry bushel that's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. There's a piece of basic white that's 5.25 by 4. That's going to be for the inside. This particular die cut, this is from the Spotlight on Nature set of dies. So that's die cut out of basic white. And I actually die cut that twice because I have it for that card as well. And then out of one of the patterns of the designer series paper. So this is the one that has all the balmy blue, blueberry bushel, and night of navy in it. And so this is basically just die cut out of there. This is that big detailed leaf from there. So we're going to use this die cut on this card. And then for this card, we have our card base is Night of Navy, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. And also a piece of basic white for the inside, that's 5.25 by 4. Another one of those Spotlight on Nature die cuts out of basic white. Then I have, let's see, the designer series paper. This is 5.25. Yeah, 5.25 by 4. And again, I die cut that leaf out of the center of it. And then I have a piece of balmy blue. This is 1, 2, 3. So this is what was it? 5 by 3 3/4. And ahead of time, I had embossed it using the Stone and Vine 3D embossing folder. So this embossing folder is still available. I don't think it's in the catalog. I think it's actually online. So I'm going to add a little bit to this. So now these cards, these are kind of like a case out of the catalog on these cards. Now they did theirs with with the greens, and I thought, let me change it up and let me go and do it with the blues. So I'm going to do this card first. So I'm going to fold and burnish this card base. So we will have 4 winners tonight rather than 3. So, okay, so then I'm going to take my piece of basic white, put that inside of my card. And this is a new refill on this, and hopefully it will behave itself. There's been a couple of refills that I have gotten that this cellophane kind of like wraps up, and this is actually coming off of the roller. So I got to keep an eye on that. All right, so I'm going to put this inside like so. Okay, and then I am going to bring in my stamps, and we're going to take this large greenery piece right here, and I'm going to stamp this onto my card front, and I'm going to do that in Night of Navy ink. So bring that in, and then I'm also, hold on, let me see here. I'm going to also stamp my greeting in Night of Navy as well. All right, so we need our big block, and this stamp just fits on here like so. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Pierce mat, since this being photopolymer, we want to get a good stamped image. Okay, and then I'm going to ink this up. Okay, and then bring this in. I'm going to stamp this. Let's see. We will stamp this right here. You know what? I don't think I wanted the stem. Hopefully I can cover that stem up some. Okay, so then next we are going to take a little circle here, and we want You Make Me Smile. Okay. Ink that up, and we'll stamp that right there in the middle. Okay, we'll put that there. And then, let's see, we'll close this up. We're done with that. Let me get my chamois and clean these stamps up. I'm going to use this one again. Okay. All right, then for our other card, we're going to kind of do these cards at the same time. So then for my greeting on this piece here, let me move this up there. I'm going to stamp it in Blueberry Bushel. Bring those in. Okay. Stamp that in the middle. Okay, that's going to go to that. Then I'm trying to just make sure I don't have things in the way that are going to cause ink to get on stuff. So, all right. So then on this piece of Balmy Blue, I'm going to bring in my little, my small blending brush and my Balmy Blue ink. And for this, I'm going to, now what they did in the sample, they had used that, that specialty paper that they use that for the background, but none of those colors were really going to go with the blue. So I decided, okay, let me change it up and use something different, but I needed something that had some kind of like design to it. So I chose this embossing folder and then just come in, and I'm only really going to do around the middle. I'm not going to go around the edge because you're not going to see all of that. That's going to be underneath the designer series paper. Okay, so that looks good. Okay, and then we're going to close this up. And then I'm going to bring in my dark blueberry Bushel Stamp and Blend marker. I'm going to bring in a scrap piece of paper because we're going to be doing some splattering on this, and I don't want this to go all over the place. So I got that. I got my, we'll tuck that under. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to tap on my marker. I'm not going to do anything with the lid and flicking anything with my cap because these tips on these markers will get destroyed very, very easily. So I'm just going to tap and just add just some of the little bit of splatters on there. Okay, and we can get this out of the way. And we'll move that out of the way. Okay, so that goes to that one. And then we're also going to bring in our ribbon because we're going to need that. And the embellishments that I'm going to use on actually both of these cards, I'm going to bring in, these are the Moody Palette Glossy Dots. So this, I believe, is more like a Secret Sea, Old Olive, Cloud Cover, and then there are some white ones in there. So we're going to use these on both of our cards. Okay, so I am going to take, what do I want? I want to bring in glue dots. I'm going to, when it comes to these leaves, I'm going to use my glue dots to put them down. Now, another way you can do this is by using your silicone craft sheet and liquid glue and just one of these silicone pastry brushes that have the little bristles trimmed down. So for this one, of course, now I got a glue dot on my finger. Let's take that off. And then I'm just going to add one onto these leaves to kind of hold them down. This does get a little flimsy because you got just that very thin stem on these. So it's always fun putting this down. Okay. So if any of you are scrapbookers, you probably would know that today is National Scrapbooking Day. And Stampin' Up! Does have a 24-hour flash sale that's going on today. So I think it would be 11:59 p.m. Mountain Time that it'll be over. The sale consists of scrapbooking workshop kits, the two-tone cardstocks, that are the individual packages of one color, the variety pack with all the other different colors to it. There's also a couple of stamp and die bundles as well. There is a stamp set with the alphabet. And what else? Like I said, there's a couple of stamp die bundles. Now they don't have it listed as a bundle because the individual components themselves are each discounted. So there's some interesting stuff. I mean, there's also I think they had an album in there. They had flip flops and what else? Oh, a journaling pen. So there's a couple of different things in there. Um, but again, it's only a 24-hour sale. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to place this down like so. Put that down like that. Then I'm going to take some seal and I'm going to add some right here. Now take my ribbon. Oh, the folders, what these are, these will be, I'll have these in the description too, under the non-Stampin' Up! Supplies. What these are passport holders. So I got these off of Amazon, so they are very, very sturdy. You can actually fit, like, with these embellishments, you can easily get like 3 packages in that. Now you can get, different quantities. I did purchase 100 of them. Actually, I ended up purchasing another set of 100. So yeah, I find for the carded embellishments, it works very, very well. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of see where I want to place my ribbon, and I'm just gonna do this zigzag with it, like so. Okay, and then we'll get a pair of scissors and we will trim this. Scissors at some point will be coming back. I just don't know exactly when, but it's going to be soon because evidently Stampin' Up, as demonstrators, one of the perks is that we get to see the new catalogs or the new online exclusives that are going to come out. Plus, we also get to pre-order ahead of time as well. And I ended up getting the tail end of it. I mean, I looked and I saw products, but they also said they accidentally had scissors on there. But they took it off of it. So they said they was going to come back at a different time. So I never got that sneak peek of it. So scissors are coming back. I just don't know exactly when they're coming back. All right, so I'm going to add some dimensionals to the back. Okay, put those there. And then we'll take our little greeting piece and we will hopefully get this straight, like so. And then the embellishments I'm using on this one is going to be these Secret C ones. So let me take your pick tool and we'll grab one of these larger ones and then 2 of the smaller ones. Okay, and one right up there. Okay, so let me get the other card done and then I'll show both of them at the same time. All right, so this one, let's fold and burnish our card base. So nothing goes to waste. What you die cut, you can make a whole nother card with it. All right, inside, let's add some adhesive to this. Make sure that's still on there. Inside in. Okay, and then this Balmy glue piece, actually I'm going to use my liquid glue for this. So Terry has posted that she is getting rid of all of her Stampin' Up! CD or DVD cases that our stamp sets used to come in, and she's asking if anybody wants them. Are you putting them in the envelope? Like, how are you going to be storing them now, Terry? Are you going to put them like in these types of envelopes, or are you putting them in something else? take this and we're going to center this like so. Okay, then on this piece here, now this is going to be a little tedious. We are going to add some dimensionals to the back of this. So let me get my dimensionals. We're going to also need some of our smaller ones because there's some places in here that I want to make sure that it's going to stick and not pop up and then get torn. You can turn all of those cases into little notebook cases. You can do, you know, you can make a gift too, like some birthday cards in there and maybe like a pen. Okay. This is where we're going to go a little bit crazy. You ordered 100 of the 7.5 by 5.5 thick plastic envelopes like the one you just showed. Oh, okay. Yeah, with all the stamp sets I have, there's no way that they're going to get converted to those because there's way too many of them. What I really need to be doing is doing some purging because there's a lot. Just put DSP of any type into the outside of the case. Yep. And on one side, add the little notepad and pen. And on the other side, a space for a calendar and a pocket for business cards or something else. That is a very good idea, Renee. Let's see. Where else do we want to place one? I want to try and get close so I can get these to stay down because these will pop up. These will get caught and we don't want them to. So again, I'm using a combination of these larger ones and some of the smaller ones. And I should be using my Take Your Pick tool. It's a little bit easier to maneuver with these things into some of these places. It's getting warm in here. It was actually a beautiful day. It was breezy. The sun was out, but it was also cloudy. And the temps, I don't even think it hit up to 70, to be honest with you. But it was nice. It was really nice. I guess after those storms kind of came through, then things just cooled down. All right, so now I think, trying to see where I can fit a whole dimensional in there. Some areas I'm going to have to cut. Yeah, Terry works for FedEx. Okay. Then let's see. Put that one there. Yeah, these scissors, they came from Amazon. It was like a set of 3, so you got like these smaller ones. There's a medium size and then there's a larger one. I thought they were pretty. And you can never have enough scissors, right? All right. Cut another one. Okay. Get that unstuck. Yeah, this is the tedious part of this card, is just putting down these little pieces of dimensionals in these areas that you don't want to have pop up. And you know that this paper is going to come off. Okay, come on. Play nice. Play nice. Oh yeah, and by the way, Terry, it's not witchcraft and when I can line things up. I'm just lucky that it happens and it doesn't mess up. Yeah, Terry's I watched that after she said that she had posted a video and I watched it and yeah, I got this thing where I can like get things like lined up on the different mats, evenly. She said that it's some kind of witchcraft that I do. It's not witchcraft. It's just lots of practice. Lots of practice and being very anal on things being straight too. So but I find that, if you want to try and line up different mats and you got like a little border and all that, standing over it, I find is the easiest way to do that. So to have everything line up because, you're kind of looking down on it. If you're sitting, you're kind of looking at it at an angle. So it's always going to kind of be off. I mean, that's what I have found in my experience. So if you're standing like at, counter height and it's a little bit easier. Okay, come on. Yeah, Vaughn. Oh, the lining the things up. Yeah. Yeah, so during that time when Terry was here, so she got here not this past Wednesday, but the Wednesday before. And so I didn't see her that Wednesday evening. I didn't see her that Thursday evening. Those were days that I was working. I also had a lot of stuff to get done. I had to get their birthday cards done. I had to wrap their gifts, to have just be ready for Friday because Friday was going to be a day where we went out to dinner and then afterwards we went back to the hotel room and we celebrated and uh one of the things I thought would be really cute is that I did get each of us a tiara. And so yeah, we were queens for the evening and they were really inexpensive. I got them off of Amazon. And they got here in time, so that was great. So getting all these paper backings off. And then there was like this colored tinsel that they had in the party section of Hobby Lobby, and it had our colors, so I got that too. So we had our little boas as well. All right, so I got all of those off. Now I'm going to take this, and again, I'm going to stand right over it. Try not putting my fingers in the adhesive. There we go. Just press that all down. Okay, and then I'm going to take my grading piece. And for this, I'm not going to pop it up because this thing's already popped up now. So I'm just going to add some adhesive to the back. And I need you to behave yourself. Okay, and then this will go right here. And then we're going to bring in these embellishments. Take your pick tool. I'm going to use the white ones on this particular card. And then that. And then one more right up there. Okay, so let me get these out of the way. Get this out of the way. And then I'll show you what these two cards came out. So here's the first one. So we used the die cut out of this designer series paper. We just stamped on our background and added some of our ribbon and our embellishments. So a very simple card. And then this one, what's really stepped up about this is I think is really all those dimensionals that you're putting on the back of it. But again, the die cut that we die cut out of this piece, we then just put it on another card. So nothing went to waste. So two cards and done basically in one shot. So there's our first two out of the four. All right, so the next card. Okay, so let me bring this. So now we've done the blue. Now we're gonna go into Mossy Meadow and black. So for this one, my card base again is Mossy Meadow 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have a piece of Very Vanilla for the inside. That's 5 1/4 by 4. I have a piece of Basic Black, the same size, 5 1/4 by 4. Then I have a piece of that Designer Series paper. This measures 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. And then I have a little strip piece here of Very Vanilla. This measures 2 by 3/4. Out of Basic Black, I use the, which is this one? This is the Stylish Shape Dies, still available. So I die cut this label out of black. And then those larger leaves that, like what we used in the first card, I die cut one out of Basic Black cardstock, and then the other one I used the Mossy Meadow two-tone cardstock, and I die cut it on the light side because I'm going to add some Mossy Meadow ink on here to add some interest. So I didn't want to go with something that was dark and then add more ink to it, and then it kind of got lost. So the color is kind of like a lighter shade that's in there. So it's all going to work. All right, so I'm going to fold and burnish this card base. Okay, we're going to take our Very Vanilla. We're going to put that on the inside. Now the greetings are kind of limited in this set. So yeah, if you want to add a greeting, you know, of course you can use whatever greeting that you have in your stash. Okay, so I have that down. I'm going to take my piece of Basic Black. I'm going to adhere this to my card base. We'll add that. We'll center that. Like so. Okay, then before we add our layer of our Designer Series paper, I'm going to bring in, let's see, we're going to use this stamp again. And I'm going to bring in my Mossy Meadow inks. Now, I don't know if this has happened to you, if you have the Stampin' Up! Inks, but as you may know, well, you may know that the cloud cover foam ink pad, you know, the regular sized ink pad, for some reason the composition of the ink itself doesn't react very well with the foam pad. So instead of having like that bluish gray color, when you stamp it, it dries and it looks more gray and you don't really see any blue in it at all. I think that there's also something up with Mossy Meadow ink and the foam pad, because I have actually replaced my ink pad a couple of times. For some reason, if I go to stamp, you know, ink up my stamp, it'll look like that the stamp is it's the ink is dry, and but yet the pad is very inky. The other thing that happens too is that when you're stamping into that foam, it's like you have an indentation of the the stamp in it. So, excuse me. So I don't know what is up with it, but for some reason I find that I might as well just use one of my little ink spots. So the little Mossy Meadow ink spot will work just fine. Just takes a little bit more to ink up my image. So I'll ink this up. Now the little these little ink spots, they're not foam, they're actually the felt or the linen covering on them. So I'll get this all inked up. All right, and then I'm going to come in this top right hand corner and I'm going to stamp. Now I didn't put my little foam thing underneath. Yes, I do agree, Froggy, that you definitely should have some decent rain. Okay, wait, let me see. Stop. This thing is focusing. Stop. Stop doing that. Yeah, you see my dry hands. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that in that corner, and I'm going to come in and stamp in that corner as well. Black. What was it that you thought was Secret C, Froggy? Snow flurries in Ohio. Yes, you can't cut the grass when it's all wet. It doesn't make it easy, I'll tell you that. Yeah, the car, this project probably would have looked really good with Mossy Meadow and Secret Sea. I didn't think of that. But yeah, those embellishments, they are dark, but they're not. Yeah, I think those aren't black. Those are definitely a blue. It could either be a Night of Navy or Secret Sea, but I think it's Secret Sea only because those went with a suite that was an online exclusive. And I think, yeah, Secret Sea is in that paper. Okay, so I'm going to come in. I'm going to add it on this other corner. The basic black of card number 3. Yeah, it's black. But Secret Sea would look good on this too. It would definitely look good. All right. So there we go. There's our design on our designer series paper. Now, usually I do ahead of time, I do my my die cutting, but before I could die cut, I did need to stamp that paper. So let me now move all this stuff on white because I totally forgot that I needed to do this. So let me move that. Let me move these cards out of the way. And put that there. And put these down there. And let's see, what do I need? I need to close up the sink is what I need to do. We don't want to mess with that. All right. I need... I am going to use the Everyday Arches set of dies. Now, the die, I already got it pulled out. And this one is, this would be, so 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one in. Yeah, fifth fifth one from the largest in. Okay, then I'm cheating here. I do have an electronic die cutter, and so we're going to use that. I do have a stamp and cut and emboss machine, but sometimes when you're doing all these cards and doing all this die cutting, you need some power. So I'm going to take this die, I'm going to center this, try and get it straight anyway. On my designer series paper, I think we're centered and even. Okay, let's put our plate on and let's run this through. Okay. Take that off. Put that back up there. Okay, so there is our outline. And then there is our inner piece. All right. All right, so now I'm going to take this piece of designer series paper, so our outline. I'm going to put dimensionals on this. Now, since I'm using black cardstock and this print's kind of dark, I'm going to actually use my black Stampin' Dimensionals. So these are great if you're doing something that's with dark colored cardstock, because when you look at the side, you're going to see the black. You're not going to see the white like the regular ones have. So I'm going to add a few down the side. And then we'll add a couple more down here. Okay, and then while I'm at it, I think I'm going to add another one right here around these curves. All right, so make sure these are pressed down. Yeah, so my plan is tomorrow. So my Throwback Thursday video did not make it up by Thursday, so I have to do that one. That one is going to be the Tractor and Co. or Tractor and Company bundle. That was an online exclusive item that came out months ago. I'm pretty sure it was last year. So that is going to be my Throwback Thursday. And then I have, yeah, my monthly Christmas card inspiration. That's another video that should have been posted today. I don't even know what stamp set or what I'm going to be using yet, but before this weekend is out, it's definitely going to be something that's going to be done. I got to work on my newsletter. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to center it on my basic black, and there's just this very little tiny border, and you're not seeing me do this, Terry. See, I don't get it every single time, but let me bring it a little bit closer to myself so I can see right over it. Okay. Press. Okay. Yeah, that tractor set, I have not done anything with it. It'll be the first time using it. All I know is that the set of dies, there's a lot of them. Okay, so I'm going to take my liquid glue. I'm going to add some right in the center here. I don't want to go too crazy on it. This is the Tombow multi-purpose glue that Stampin' Up! Sells. I just put it in these little fine tip glue bottles. The glue has a latex in it, so it sticks really well and you don't need a lot at all. Okay, so now we're going to just fit this back in like so. And if we just kind of press a little bit, then this will stick down, and then we have this piece right here sticking up. Pop it up a little bit. Okay. All right, then we are going to we're going to take our Mossy Meadow piece here. I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper. I have this little dauber, so these little handled wooden daubers with that has the Velcro on it, and then you can swap out the dauber tips on it. I got these in Hobby Lobby. Now, yes, we do sell sponge daubers, but as you all know and you realize that crafting supplies, have gone up. And so if you can do things that makes it, your dollars go a little bit further, then I'm all for it. And it's nice because what I have found too, that after a while you don't use these daubers, I don't rinse them or wash them out or anything, and the foam on it starts to like disintegrate. So then I have to replace them. Okay, so I put some ink on here, and then I'm just going to brush some on to the base of these leaves. Now I'm not going to go too crazy because again, the stems that are on this die is very delicate and you will easily rip it if you're not careful. You kind of get that stem. I'm just going to dab some on here. And try not to get ink all over my fingers. And again, I'm using the Mossy Meadow two-tone cardstock, and I die cut this on the lighter side. Okay, I think we are, yeah, we're good. Add a little bit more right there. All right, now what do I want? I need to close this. Okay, so we're going to let that dry a little bit because the two-tone cardstock, the cardstock kind of has like this coating on it. So basically the two-tone cardstock, it's white cardstock, and they actually print the color on both sides of it. And so with the ink, I want to let that dry a little bit before I start handling it, and don't want that ink to rub off. All right, so my basic black one, we're using a lot of glue dots on these projects. I find that you can do it this way. You can use the silicone brush and your silicone mat with the liquid glue to do this as well. And I'm just going to add some glue dots. Oh. Okay. And again, you want to be careful when you're doing this that you don't tear your leaves off. Come on. Come off. Okay, let's see what I got here. Okay, I got 2 more leaves to add a blue dot to. I got this one. And then this one. Oops, not you, not you. You got one already. Okay. All right, so now we're going to take this, now that it's kind of stuck to itself. Oh, come on. We're going to take this. We're going to try and place this. I did do this before. Now trying to do it when the camera's rolling. So let's see, let's bring that up a little bit like so. And then okay, and then we'll stick that down. And then we'll add more glue dots to our Mossy Meadow piece. All right, let's see where we're at here. So I got to add right here. All right. So now we're going to take this piece and we're going to kind of layer this over on top like so. Okay, then we're going to set that aside. We are going to stamp our greeting. So this would be your masculine card. Not a whole lot of blingy things going on there. So for this one, we're going to stamp to a great guy. Get a block. And we're going to stamp that in our Mossy Meadow ink. And we're going to put this underneath. And I do have a stamp sitting here with blue ink on it. Let's clean that really quick and then we'll get our big leaf stamp too. So that way we don't get anything on anything, because when you got paper laying around, you know, it can easily go into one of those stamps with the ink on it. So I'm going to ink up this in Mossy Meadow. Okay, and then we're going to stamp that right in the middle, like so. Okay. And let's clean this. That aside. Get that out of the way. And then I'm going to bring in my silicone mat. And on my stamped image, on my stamp, my very vanilla piece, okay, I'm going to take some seal, add that to the back. And then I'm going to take my basic black banner here, and I'm going to center that in the back like so. Scooch it down just a little bit. Okay, and then dimensionals. I'm going to add 3. Okay. I find that these black dimensionals, they are a little more stickier than the white ones. Okay, then I'm going to get like the glue off of that. And then I'm going to place this down where I'm going to cover up these stems so they won't get caught, they won't pull up. And there we go. And then for my embellishment on this one, I'm going to bring in, these are the natural matte dots. I think these go with that, oh, is it Delicate Whispers, I think? That sweet that has like the hydrangea hue color in the paper. Let's see, take your pick tool. So this is Mossy Meadow, and these are fairly flat, so there's not a lot of, you know, like bulk to them. And they're in 2 different sizes, so I'm going to add one of my larger ones there. We'll fit one in there, and then one up here. Okay, so we have our masculine card. It's not all blingy and sparkly and all that, so pretty simple with the Mossy Meadow and with the black. So there is our third card actually. So now our final card. So I strive to try and use everything that is in the whole suite. So far I have not used, what did I not use? That specialty paper, that textured paper. And I had not used a couple of the dies, and oh yeah, and those little embellishments too. So that's all going to be in this card right here. So my card base is Pecan Pie, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4.25. A piece of Very Vanilla for the inside, that's 5.25 by 4. I have a piece of that textured paper. So like I said, this looks like handmade paper, the way the texture of this is. This is the cream color. This is also 5.25 by 4. Then I need my ruler for these because I cut like all these different pieces. So I have a scrap piece of Very Vanilla. We're going to stamp our greeting on here. This is going to be a thank you card. And then I'm going to use the 3 banner punch, this punch right here. I'm going to use this to punch it out. So that's our scrap piece. Add a pecan pie, that wood textured piece. Die cut that. Then ahead of time on Very Vanilla, I stamped that whole greenery piece using Lost Lagoon ink and then die cut it. And then there's the smaller leaf image. So these are also stamped on Very Vanilla in Pretty Peacock ink and die cut. So there's 2 of those. And then I have 2 other patterns of this designer series paper. This measures 4.25 by 2. And then there's another piece that has this print on it. This measures 3.25 by 1.5. And again, when I do the whole write-up and everything, all these dimensions will be listed. Okay, so fold and burnish the card base. And then I'm going to take my piece of Very Vanilla and I'll add that to the inside. Now again, you don't want to use this on this textured paper because I will tell you, even though you may do a soft hand on it, it's going to tear that paper because it started to do that on the back a little bit. And when it did, it's like, well, nope, this isn't going to work. So let's just go with the liquid glue on that. All right, so I'll burnish this again. All right, and then this, the textured cream colored paper. Get my glue. Yvonne's coughing a lot. If you hear coughing in the background, that's her coughing. Seems like, I mean, she was okay earlier, but it seems like the coughing seems to be getting a little worse. Pinky fingers. Okay. So we'll center that like so. Okay, so now we're going to add some dimension on these other pieces. So let me set that aside. I'm going to bring in, let's see, we don't need this color, we don't need this one, or this one. We do need Pretty Peacock, and pecan pie. Yeah, that's all we need. And then again, we're going to bring in these embellishments. All right, so scrap of paper. And let's see. All right, so then I have other blending brushes over here. So Pretty Peacock. What did I have that brush out for? Was I supposed to add? I got the wrong color in my hand, actually. Oh, okay. First off, I'm bringing in the brush I use for my Balmy Blue. I don't want that. So I have another brush here for my Pretty Peacock. And I'm going to ink up the edges of my designer series paper. You can also do this with a sponge dauber if you want. And then I'll just brush a little bit on here. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to flip this thing over and kind of rub off some of that excess ink. Okay, so we're going to set that aside. Then this piece of designer series paper and then our little wood piece here, we're going to ink the edges of that up using our pecan pie. And actually, I don't know why I put this away because I have to stamp my greeting with it. I just did something bad. I did something very bad. Very, very bad. You guys did not see this. You did not see me use the wrong color. Now I got to make sure that, okay, I don't have no blue in there. All right, now do the edge of this paper. See what happens? The camera was rolling. I was not paying attention, and I was using the brush for my blue and put it right into my pecan pie ink. Not good, but it's saved. I don't see any blue getting mixed in on what I'm brushing on this. Okay, just kind of brush a little bit on there like so. Put that aside after we do this. And then this piece of wood, we're going to add. Now this you got to be careful with because there are cuts in this for the detail. And then now to attach this, I wouldn't advise using like your Stampin' Seal because as you go to run that on there, it's going to get caught on one of these little pieces and it'll tear it. If you use liquid glue, the liquid glue will like ooze out. So the two other options that you have is you can either use the adhesive sheets to add it to the cardstock and then die cut it, and then all you have to do is just peel it off and stick it down, or you can do the glue, the silicone mat, and the little silicone pastry brush tip. So let's move this out of the way and we will turn this over like so. And then some liquid glue. We'll squeeze some liquid glue on that. And then we will get our little pastry brush here. And we will dab it in the glue. And then we will dab it on the back. Okay, so that should be good. Oh, why did I do that? I have to why guys, I am like, why am I messing up on the last card? Okay, we need to put down a couple of pieces before I can put that down. So our designer series paper, let's add some glue to the back of this. Okay, that's why she's the custom card maker. Tear and tape, you know, tear and tape would work. That would work too. Okay, so we're going to put that piece right there. Okay, and then this, because it does have a print, I want to make sure that that's going to go the right way, in the right direction. And then this is going to go right here. Make sure that's straight. Okay, and then this Lost Lagoon piece that was stamped and die cut. Again, this is on Very Vanilla. I'm just going to add some glue on here. Don't need a whole lot. Okay. Then this is going to go, make sure I'm on in the camera. Okay, we'll stick that down. Where's my great big block? We're going to stick this right on top of it just to kind of hold that down, let that dry a little bit. Then in the meantime, before I go and re-glue this back down, I'm going to take my little greeting piece, my little piece of Very Vanilla here, and we're going to stamp our greeting. Pretty peacock. And I want the thank you stamp. And let's, come on, get off my fingers. Get a block. Ink that up. And stamp that right there. It's a little itty bitty tiny grading. All right. Get that squeaky clean. All right, then get that out of the way. We're going to bring in our 3 banner punch, and we're going to use, let's see, we're going to use this punch, this cut right here. So I'm going to line this up like so. Punch it and put that away. And then there is our piece. This is going to be popped up. So let me get a couple of dimensionals for this. Okay, we'll put that aside. All right, now let's see. The other thing we want to glue down, so these little leaves right here, I'm going to take my glue. I had some. I'm going to put this down right here. And then this piece, I'm just going to place this. I'm not pressing this down. You need to stick down. Stay down. Stay down. It's kind of like our place holder right there. And then my other greenery piece. Oh yeah, that kind of sticks up, don't it? So the way we fix that, you just come in and snip that off, because you're not going to see that. All right, we'll place that. Actually, can I snip this too? Yeah, I could snip this a little bit, just so that way it doesn't poke underneath. Okay, so I'm going to add some glue to my other pretty peacock leaf piece, and I'll snip this down here. Okay, and then this will go right up here like so. Now I need to add more glue to the back of this piece, so let's add some more glue. All right, we got our brush. All you have to do is just tap a little bit of glue. You're not going to have any excess that's going to come through. Let's move that out of the way, bring our card in. Yeah, let's get this completely out of our way. Okay, and then this is going to go right here. Like so, press that down. And then our little greeting piece. This is going to go right here in the center like so. Okay, and then we have these little, what are these? The faux bronze pentagons. Okay, and again, these do have some weight to them, so if you're making a card using these that you're going to mail off to somebody, use them sparingly, because you don't want to have a whole lot more owed on postage. And we'll add another one right up here. Now we got one more thing that we're going to add to this. This is the part Terry will like, because we know how much Terry loves tying bows. And we are going to do a double-stranded bow. I'm waiting for I'm waiting for the comment from her here in a second. We know how much she loves tying bows. Yeah. You see, when it came to like the third card, it was like, okay, so what am I going to do? When you look at the paper, a lot of the colors in there are the blue and the green. And so my first two cards, they were blue. Then my other one was green. And it's like, well, what am I going to do next? And I had to try to incorporate a little bit more of this other product in here as well. And so then it was like, okay, what can I do? What can I do? And then I just looked at the paper and thought, okay, this will work. We can make this work. And this card, being the last card, it actually came together fairly quickly. Okay, so got my bow here, and we'll kind of split apart our little loops. Okay, we need a glue dot over retriever. Yeah, well, this is the one difference thing that Terry and myself don't see eye to eye on, because yeah, she was in the Marines, but you know, my dad was in the Navy, and so I'm kind of a Navy brat, so but all branches of our military are amazing and they're awesome. I'm just gonna say that. All right, and then we're just gonna add our linen thread bow on there, and there is the third and final, well, no, fourth and final card. So let me bring in all of the projects that I did. So again, this is our final one. This time I want to incorporate some of this specialty textured cardstock. Now in that pack, there's only 3 sheets in there, one of each color. So yeah, I definitely will be getting another package of that. So I did incorporate more of the brown and some of the Lost Lagoon in this one. So I love how this one came out. My second card, well, my third card, this one, again, really used the designer series paper on this one. You know, stamping on it, and then did that pop with the black in it as well. And again, yeah, I got like blue goobers on here that I got to get off. And again, I used the Mossy Meadow two-tone cardstock on the, okay, if this thing like flickered, you guys still there? It's still saying that it's live. My thing on my phone, it was spinning and then said I was live. So just want to make sure everybody. Oh, yeah, you say that, Renee, and yeah, that, you know, your military branches, you know, themselves, so it's like, yeah. Um, yeah, okay, it glitched for a second. I'm glad, because the last time I did a Saturday video and I did it in the morning, just as I was finishing up the last card, the thing completely died out. My phone said I was still live, but then nothing was going on my laptop. All right, and then the first two cards that we did, we basically took elements from what I did on this card and utilized it to put on another card. So again, basically the same layout of the card, but just changed up just a little bit, using all of the bits and pieces from what we die cut out of our designer series paper. So there are our 4 cards, not 3. I got to keep remembering it's 4, not 3. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to tidy up the space a little bit. What I need to do is I need to bring in my laptop to then do the wheel of names. And so I need the space, and everything is just like all over the place. Now, of course, I can't put any of this stuff away yet because I actually have to do my write up for the description. I have to do the PDF. And so I need to have all of this stuff still out. So that way I know what I used and I don't have to guess. All right. Stamps, adhesive. Oh, also, if you like the projects that I had made tonight, please give the video a thumbs up. Also, if you not only like these projects, but I have lots of other videos. I think there's like 369, 370, I think, including this one out there on my channel. I do, typically it's a Friday night live, but these past couple of weeks have just, they've been kind of crazy, and I'm really hoping that next week, because next week's going to be a busy week, that I will be able to get it done and before the weekend is out, so then I can actually go live on Friday at 6 p.m. rather than on Saturday. If for any reason that I can't get it done on Friday, I will post a comment here. Well, I'll do a post here on YouTube to let you know that it will be changed. And also there is like just like a placeholder video that will say like I have an upcoming video, and it'll have in there the date and the time in which that I will be doing it too. So I am going to make an effort to try and get this, everything I need to get done in time to just do it on Friday, so that way I do it and it's done. And again, there's a Throwback Thursday I still have to do for this past week, and that's going to be the Tractor and Company bundle. And I'm going to work on that and try and get that up tomorrow at some point. And also my monthly Christmas card inspiration. Unfortunately, I can't tell you what it's going to be with because I don't even know what it's going to be with yet. So, all right. So, let's see. Let's see. Yeah, everybody is commenting on the whole military thing. Okay, so Froggy, Canadian here with a question. I thought that the Marines were a separate branch from the Navy. What they do, I have no idea. Could someone please enlighten me? So, yes, it is a separate branch. Um, Terry, they are the only branch of service that the president can deploy. The president, hmm. Yeah. I know they're separate. You got your Air Force and Coast Guard, and yeah. It's about the Navy. Yes, I'm a Navy brat. All right. So the way this works, let me check to see what we have here. Um okay, so right now on our spreadsheet, there's Froggy, Sharon, Deborah, Avery, Carol, Terry, and Renee. We have other people here that do we need to be added to the list? Um, yes, the Coast Guard is a branch of the military. Um, so is there anybody else here who wants their name added to this spreadsheet? Again, we got Froggy, Sharon, Deborah, Avery, Carol, Terry, and Renee. Was Becky with us at one point? I know that I asked earlier and she wasn't. Um, Maybe we do have everybody. Oh, and we had, I don't know if she's still here or not, but we had Jasmine join us. Okay, I'll be there in about to do something else and I'll see you tomorrow. I'll be there around. Was Jasmine responding to somebody? I'm kind of scrolling back on. Okay, so Kim had left us. Um, yeah, it's okay that, I mean, I totally understand, when people have to leave and take care of things. That's okay. Um, hmm. Now I see that comment from a Jasmine. Okay, I'll be there in about 10 minutes to do something else, and I'll see you tomorrow, and then I'll see you tomorrow, and then I'll be there around, and I'll see if I can get it done, and I can come over. Was she responding to somebody? Or maybe she responded in the wrong chat? I don't know. Does Yvonne have allergies? That's a good question. If you moved to Memphis and you did not have allergies to begin with, there's a chance that at some point while you're here, you will, um, you may end up developing allergies. Um, I Froggy Carla just proved she is human. I would totally do that as well. Yeah. Okay, that's the thing. When camera is rolling, things like that happen. You forget words, you forget math. But then I always say I'm just too pretty for math. Okay, all of this. Okay. All right. So okay, I'm not alone. I didn't know whether or not had missed something. So okay, so we have everybody then. Nobody's missed Froggy, Sharon, Deborah, Avery, Carol, Terry, and Renee. And usually I can ask if Yvonne wants to be added, but she'll probably tell me no. No, thank you. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and add names to our wheel. And let's just take the look at no, Becky hasn't been here. Okay. All right. Okay, so I'm not alone in not understanding that then. Okay. All right. So let me move these out of the way. And again, how this works is I'm going to bring my laptop in. I'm going to move these lights out of the way. And I'm going to unplug my laptop. I'm going to bring that in. So when I go to spin, if your name comes up, choose which card you would like. And I think everybody on here, I'm pretty sure, I don't think I've ever sent you a card, Renee. So if your name does come up, um, that what do you call it? That what's pinned up at the top has my email address in there. If you could send me an email, if you could do it tonight, that would be really awesome, because what I plan on doing tomorrow morning, whether on my way to church or after church, I'm going to be stopping at the post office to drop these cards off. Also, those of you that won a card last Saturday, I got those. Those are going to go out as well. So they didn't get lost in the mail. It's just, I just didn't have a chance. Um, okay, so let's go ahead and let's spin. Whoops. Deborah. Well, let's see. Oh. Yes, I got it, Deborah. All right. Let me go back. All right, let me see here. Scroll down. So number 3 as in what? The Mossy Meadow one or this one? Remember, there's four cards tonight. The Mossy Meadow one? Okay. All right. Now let's go ahead and do that. We'll spin again. So now we'll kind of refer to these as 1, 2, and 3 then, okay? So Sharon, which one would you like? Would you like the thank you, the You Make Me Smile with the Designer Series paper, or this other one with the Blueberry Bushel card base? This one. Is this the one you want, Sharon? This thank you one? Yes, okay. All right. So now we have the 2 smiles. So just let me know which one, whoever we draw next, just let me know which one you want. Renee. Renee's a good name. That's my middle name. And it's spelt the same way too. So this one here, Renee, the one with the Designer Series, this one right here, the one with the Designer Series paper. Yes, okay. All right, so Renee, my email address is pinned up at the top of the chat box. Please send me an email with well, yeah, your name and your mailing address, and then that way I can get the card sent out to you. You got my email? Oh, you got it. Okay. Okay. All right. So then our final card will go to Froggy. All right. So let me put that aside. Let me go back to the live. Oh, okay. All right, Renee, that's fine. Okay. All right. So again, thank you so much, everyone, for joining me tonight. Taking some time out of your Saturday evening to join me. Again, I'm going to make a really good effort on being live next Friday at 6 p.m. I'm going to do a lot of work this weekend to get kind of caught up on stuff. Again, there will be a PDF for the projects that I had made with the Nature Walk Suite. That will, by tomorrow, it should be all completed and posted. There'll be pictures, a list of supplies, dimensions, and all that. And there'll also be the link in the date that will take you back to this particular video. So that will be out there. The link that will take you to my Google Drive, in which I have all these PDFs. There are more than 100 out there. That will be in the description. It will be that little bullet point just above the list of supplies, which I'm aiming to do this, get it done tonight. Also, there'll be a couple of other links too. So if you would like to receive my monthly newsletter, typically there's only one a month that I do, and that'll be done on Tuesday. So if you would like to receive that, you'll get to see what my video schedule is going to be for the month of May. Anything that I may be doing, anything Stampin' Up is currently offering, what the new kits in the kits collection is going to be, things like that will all be in that newsletter. Also, if you're not working with another demonstrator, you're here in the US and you would like a paper copy of our May through August catalog, just simply send me an email and I will be more than happy to get one mailed out to you. And then let's see, anything else? So remember Tuesday, this coming Tuesday is when the May online exclusives are going to go live. The May through August catalog, that will also go live. And then also there is that starter kit special where you have the option, in addition to the $125, here in the US, when I give dollar amounts, that you can either choose the 5 new in color ink pads to be added to your starter kit, or you can choose an additional $35 to add to your starter kit. Also, the new product of the month that will be starting to on the 5th, and I think I got everything. So, again, if you like the projects, please give the video a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing to the channel and hit that little notification bell. It'll let you know whenever I post another video or when I go live. And I think, and also one thing I will add, that I know we've been having some crazy weather here in the US. Some have been getting some really severe storms and all that. And I do want to give a little shout out to Froggy because she does watch the weather on what's going on, and she'll always reach out to see how we're doing here in Memphis, when we're getting severe weather. So thank you, Froggy. But everyone, if you're dealing with any type of bad weather or whatever, please be safe. And I will see you next week. Have a blessed one, everyone. Bye bye.